Oh, that ball just died.
The wind got it.
It hit the snow and it just went done.
Oh shit!
Yeah, James Cook, man,
No
he
James
ran a
Cook.
big
No
one
James
off
Cook.
our
No
way.
James Cook.
He busted like a 60-yard
Yeah.
touchdown.
Welcome to the Triple Coverage Podcast, powered by the Suplex Dinner Club. I am one of three hosts. My name is Bradley. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to pass the ball off to my other co-host.
What's going on, everybody? Good to be back. It always gets confusing. It's good to be back. And see what happens when we take a break. We forget who's next. So good to be back. Thanks for having me again. Let's talk some football.
What's up? What's up? Couple of things. Our Patriots today almost pulled that bad boy out, but they caught that L just like they were supposed to. Good stuff. Good stuff. We're still in the Travis Hunter sweepstakes, and Zach, a good, nice, and roll tide to you, brother.
Yeah, I knew it was coming. I was going to say something. I was going to try to get ahead of it, but I was like, maybe he'll be nice because I've been gone for a while. Maybe he'll be like, consider it. Nope, should have known better. Sorry. No, good game. Y'all deserved it. We suck. Peyton
Hey, I will say this. Jarquez Hunter, he's going to be a monster on the next level.
Yeah, and Eugene. Yeah, he's going to be
crazy
too.
Yeah.
So, now we got some NFL stars, but couldn't get it done, and that's just another year. We need a quarterback, man.
Man, listen. First off, we are happy to have Zach back. It's been a week or so we definitely want to get into fantasy football business. Zach, my college football team just went 6-6 on the season. Lincoln Riley, you have some explaining to do. While we made some strides, we made some regressions. Ultimately, the season did not go in our favor. Future is bright if a couple people stay. It's always hard with this NIL and this transfer portal to even know if some of your star players are going to stick around because everybody's leaving. Everybody is leaving. With that being said, week 13, as of this recording, we are on week 13, and it's a night game, San Francisco versus Buffalo. Eric, tell me how your day first off is going. Are you in the winning, and where are you at?
Okay, there we go. Okay. Welcome back, Zach. My day's going good. I'm up almost 100 points. He's only got it's when we get into lineups, we'll talk about it. He's pretty much only got Christian McCaffrey left to play, and Josh Allen, and the way that the snow is looking, and no Keon Coleman. I think I can go ahead and lock up at least the 2 seed in my playoff spots.
Okay. All right. So, Zach, we're going to kick it to you. It's been a while. Tell me where your team is at. First off, I need your record. And how is your day going
today was actually surprising. I was behind in a couple and had to pull out some big players. Terry McLaurin really helped me out. He pretty much locked up the 1 seed for me in my big money league. I'm 9-3 in that league. I'm 9-3 in my other big league, and then in my work league, I am 10-3. So, because I already locked that win up today. But yeah, I was actually kind of surprised. A couple of players that haven't been really producing for me in the last couple of weeks really showed up and showed out. So that was nice to see, and made all the right calls for starts and sits. So, it's fantasy football.
So who's somebody that produced for you that wasn't producing the last couple of weeks?
Okay, let me take a look, because there's a couple of names that are, and I'm pretty sure everybody feels this way. I know Garrett Wilson's been a really oh God. So him only getting me 9 today was pretty tough. Going and picking up Jonnu was great for me a couple weeks ago. He's been 20 plus every week. Trey McBride was probably my best draft pick in a lot of leagues. I have a lot of real estate in him, and he's just been on a tear the last 5 weeks. Let's see here. Tank Dell has been my biggest disappointment. I thought that he was going to have a much bigger role, especially with Diggs being out and all the injuries that Houston's really accumulated over the season, I really thought the Tinko was going to produce for me a little bit more, so that was a little disappointing. Young Hoku has not been it. I can't. I don't have the heart to cut him, but I mean, he's really just underproducing for a lot of fantasy owners. He was supposed to be up there. But yeah, man, Devon Achane has been my tried and true all season. That was a great pickup, and he's just been a monster PPR machine. So you win some, you lose some. Stroud being my QB has been very temperamental over the last few weeks.
Yes, indeed.
There's not really anything on that waiver wire in that league that really is going to make me get off him. So I'll keep him in the playoffs to see what happens. But yeah, this guy's got James Cook tonight, and that's all he's got left, and he's down by 58 points. So
you got
we'll
your
see how that snow goes.
All right. So for me right now, I am sitting currently in first place with a record of 8-3-1 in my big money league. I am going against the number 5 seed, who, like myself, has been on an incredible win streak. I have not lost since week 6. Ooh. We are now in week 13. The trade for Saquon, adding Saquon and Bijan, has been a tremendous splash. Adding Cam Sutton as well from Denver has been tremendous for me. Right now, I am up 120-118. I still have George Kittle playing. I have Sutton playing tomorrow, and an individual Denver Broncos player. He has Tyler Bass and Denver defense. So, I mean, strange things are happening, but I'm pretty confident that we're going to go ahead and be able to lock down the win. Is it as many points as I would like it to be? No, but again, I still think I'm going to be able to go ahead and lock down the W. I'm expecting Kittle to have a great night tonight. Lots of snow. He is the brute force when it comes to the passing game for San Francisco. So I'm excited about that. Also, Cam Sutton, he's going against the Browns tomorrow. So I'm expecting a pretty big night from him. At least 20 points against Cleveland.
You talking about Portland Sutton?
Yeah. Cortland. I'm sorry, Cortland Sutton. My apologies.
I was like, is that his defense?
And again, I actually have the safety for Denver, Brandon Jones, who's been producing some quality points. So again, I am excited. 8-3-1. Now, next week, if I win next week, I will lock up the number 1 seed in the playoffs, and I will win the pot for the number 1 record in our league, which I feel very, very confident going into that. I am a little tight, though. I traded away Bucky Irving. He'd been balling. I did get Tyreek and Cortland Sutton. So, so far, so good. Week 13. So listen, Zach, we are going into the playoffs. Now, I asked this last week, and I'm going to continue to ask it this week. Is there anyone you're seeing that you've stashed away for the playoffs that you are ready to unleash or play once it begins?
Not really. I think that if you have that mindset about players, then you should already be playing. We're hitting those weeks where bye weeks are done, so everybody's teams are kind of stacked now, and there's really no play arounds when it comes to matchups. So really, you want to play every star player that you have. You don't want to hold anybody until the playoffs start. You don't want to wait and see if you could pick somebody up off the waiver. What you got right now is more than likely, if you're in the playoffs, going to be your playoff team. I know that. What happened? Something happened.
It looks like Josh Allen's hurt.
Ooh.
He keeps doing this with his
Maybe
hand.
Maybe cold, dude. Maybe he just needs this all.
Well, he took a hit, and then he got up wincing and shaking his hand. So
it looks really cold out there. It looks really cold.
I just want to pop a snow angel in the middle of that field, honestly.
But yeah, if you're in the playoffs, you're pretty much playing the team that you have right now is going to be your team in the playoffs. Hope to lock down a bye. That way you can kind of see what the week looked like, and hopefully that's the only down week of your team in the playoffs is the week that you're on a bye. But Yeah, I don't think there's necessarily anybody that I've stashed that I'm like, oh, I can't wait till the playoffs start so I can unload this guy. Nah, you're playing the team that you got, and that's who got you there. That's who you should ride with while you're there.
Eric, what about yourself? Are you echoing the same sentiments, or do you have somebody you feel like you may swap out during the playoffs?
I mean, I don't know if it's much of a stash as I'm about to unleash Isaiah Pacheco,
Mm,
um, because
yes.
I've been waiting since week 2 for him, and he's
Yes, you
back.
have.
So I'm hoping that I can unleash him with my 5-headed running back monster that I have. So I don't know. Hopefully Pacheco doesn't let me down, but Kansas City does, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
So you need Kansas City to lose, but you need Pacheco to be big in a loss. Is that what you're saying?
Oh well, yeah, sure, I guess. I was more so thinking like I need Kansas City to lose because we were talking playoffs and my brain immediately went to NFL
NFL.
playoffs.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But yeah, no. I need Pacheco 10, 15 points a game and I've got this championship locked up, I think.
Good, 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 good. Well, for me, it's not really somebody I am unleashing per se, but I will say this. So next week is a bye week. It's very, very late in the season, but it is a bye week for Baltimore. It's a bye week for Denver as well. So Cortland's going to be sitting out. I do have Valdez Scantley, who I think I'm going to go ahead and flex next week in the position. I will be kind of picking my spot here. D Hop has been, temperamental when it comes to his playing, so I'm just going to keep a close eye on him and Valdez Scantley as far as points. Honestly, D Hop is the better player. Valdez Scantley is just the only target New Orleans has. Literally the only target they have. As of right now, though, D Hop has the job. He got me amazing points this week. I think he had like 13 points this week. So right now, D Hop has the job. Next week, if Valdez Scantley goes off and he can get me 15, 20 points, then you're going to have me scratching my head there when it comes to that position in that flex. I know the season isn't over yet, but I do want to kind of switch gears and ask a question. What do you guys feel was your biggest move this season to help you propel you to where you are at right now in week 13 headed into the playoffs? It sounds like all three of us have great records, which bodes well for the podcast, honestly, because it shows that we are astute in proficient when it comes to fantasy football and our knowledge. So, Zach, I'm going to pass it off to you. What do you think was one of the bigger moves you made this season that got you to where you're at? Where you said you're 9
Yeah,
and 3,
9-3 and 10 and
nine?
3 today. Yeah, so 10-3
Okay,
technically. Kareem Hunt. As soon as I saw Pacheco go down, I was like, okay, they're going to look for somebody. It's going to be Dalvin Cook. It's going to be Kareem Hunt. It's going to be one of those veteran backs that can pick up on a system quickly. Let's gamble. And I was like, Kareem Hunt's played there. He's got a rapport with the coaches. He's got a rapport with Patty. Let's see. I'll just stash him just in case. And then I'm getting 20. I'm getting 25. I'm getting 27. I'm like, oh, I did it. Yeah. And
Yeah.
if it's not him, then it was Jonnu 3 weeks ago, and he's just been so wildly consistent
oh
on a
man,
tear for Miami. He's definitely helped get me to where that double-headed flex of Jonnu Smith and McBride has been like week winning for me over the last couple of weeks. So
you know what Jonnu Smith rise reminds me of? Remember last year when Njoku started just taking off late season. He was locking down 17,
mm-hmm,
24 points, 20 points, 24-point
yeah,
games late season. And that's what John O. Smith is
mm-hmm,
doing. He's been pretty much quiet the whole season. This late season addition, those are definitely some key
mm-hmm.
pickups. Now, Eric, tell me, what is one move you feel like got you to where you are at today, sitting atop of your league?
I was gonna say Kareem Hunt, but My answer got stolen. um, so I will say, I made the trade for Bijan, but I was still in a good spot beforehand. Um, I'm gonna take it back to my rookie draft. I think drafting Brock Bowers is a
Okay.
big part of why I'm
Yeah.
here. Um,
We talked
Mul-
about that too on the pre-show.
yeah, yeah. Brock Bowers is my dude. If not him, it was when Tua went down. I immediately made a trade for Baker Mayfield. So that was
Oh,
solid.
that might have
It,
been the
Yeah,
move
I
right
think that's
there.
a
That might have
yeah.
it
been the move.
it was really really solid until he lost Godwin, he lost Evans for a couple weeks, but then Tua started finding Yanu Smith, and now I'm getting points galore from Tua. So, but I got to go with Brock. I think I got to go with Brock.
Okay.
Yeah, what a machine.
Okay. Definitely.
What a
Definitely.
rookie of the
Oh,
year, in my
100%.
opinion.
It's not
Sorry,
even.
sorry,
It's not even. Yeah.
no.
Yeah, no, Brock Bowers is definitely rookie of the year from Georgia. And then you got his running
McConkey.
mate, yeah, Lad McConkey, who's right up there too as far as dynamic rookies on the offense. And we cannot forget Quinyon Mitchell on defense for Philly,
Mm-hmm.
who I feel like he has that locked down, as well as Jared Verse with the Rams from Florida State. For me, I think it was a snowball effect of trades. I got rid of Mahomes, I got rid of Devontae Adams, and I got rid of Amari Cooper early for Saquon Barkley, Stephon Diggs, and somebody else. I don't even remember. From there, I was able to trade Devon. Excuse me. I was able to trade Olave, who I drafted, back for Devontae Smith. So I got Devontae Smith back. Before the deadline, I was able to trade Kirk Cousins and Devontae Smith and Bucky Irving for Tyreek Hill, Cortland Sutton, and Matthew Stafford, which has been paying dividends for me. Also picking up D Hop. But the biggest trade is adding the two-headed monster of Saquon Barkley and Bijan Robinson on my team. I didn't think it was possible. It was very much so possible, and it happened. And what a season for both guys. So they've really been, you know, the workload of the team and been garnering a lot of points. I also picked up Jordan Love in that Mahomes trade as well. And Jordan Love has been doing his thing this season, and I'm riding him all the way through the playoffs. I did start Stafford today, and I'm kind of upset about it, but I'm going Jordan Love rest of the way. I thought Stafford would light up New Orleans today, and he absolutely didn't. He had an okay game, but um, again, here we are. With that being said, outlooks for week 14. It's a bye week. Some leagues start their playoffs. I wouldn't start in a bye week, but some leagues do. So week 14, what are you looking at? Looking to close up the season, finish strong, or what? How do you guys feel about? So I haven't lost since week 6. How do you guys feel about going into the playoffs with that much momentum, right? You feel like it's going to slow down at some point, correct? Or
Man, you are in my opinion, the epitome of a fantasy player. You made such good trade decisions to build a team after the draft to get yourself to the playoffs. We've gone over our records every week that we're on here, and it's been really fun to just watch that W tick up for you. Instead, that tie always got me going crazy, but it's really fun. You've built your super squad, right? You've built your Madden team, you know,
yeah,
and you're
no,
going
most
into the
definitely.
playoffs. I don't know if the momentum is going to shift at all. I think you're just going to ride through the playoffs with it because of how strong your team is. Bijan Barkley is the scariest fucking running back room I think I've ever seen in my entire life in fantasy football. That is, they have easier schedules for playoff weeks, right? They're going to dominate, and I think that those two and Jordan Love will get you the points that you need to beat whoever else is in that league. Um, I don't think your momentum's going away anytime soon. As for me, I'm just going to keep riding the train. Hopefully, Gibbs shows up next week. That's kind of hard. That way, I can just lock up the bye week, and lock up the division. Because I got him in every league. He's like my RB1. Him and Achan are who I grab most real estate in. If those two can just perform next week, I'm a shoe in for the bye week in multiple leagues. So yeah, I have one starting next week for playoffs, which is weird, but that's how they wanted to do it. So should be pretty easy though, because he does have Lamar and he does have Justin Tucker. So he's going to have to work his way around and figure some stuff out while my team is just fully stacked and ready to
go. Man, that's incredible. That sounds really well. Now, let me say this, okay? I know you guys have been with us through several weeks, and we absolutely thank you for it. We have to go ahead and call it in. It looks like Anthony Richardson will not be finishing top 12 in fantasy football. I'm very, very disappointed, but Zach, we are men of our words, so we definitely got to get those Atlanta Falcons jerseys to you. Who did I say I was going to
get? See, y'all said some people, but I think it should be up to me, right? I feel like I should.
That's fine. That's fine.
Right?
Listen, totally fine. You won the bet fair and square. But, Zach, you got to make us one promise. You're going to let us get our bet back next season, right?
Of course.
Okay,
always.
Cool. And we're going to have little things throughout the season, especially when it comes to draft season. Let's bet, hey, what's this next pick going to be? Who's going number one QB? Who's going number this spot? So maybe we'll do something like a fantasy top 5 pick and see who has.
We should definitely do a live during draft, like round 1 of the draft.
1,000%. Yes, I love
have some fun. Yes, that's.
I typically take draft night.
Yeah, so do I.
So
yeah, round 1 for sure. That's just dedication on all 3 of our parts.
Yeah,
good jobs. Ooh, what is happening? Your face is so scary.
McCaffrey went into the medical tent.
He's probably just trying to warm up, dude.
Oh wow. Yeah, no, it's
just cold. It's just cold.
My fingers hurt.
Look at delay a game. It's cold. It's definitely cold. I need Kittle to get some more catches though.
Hey, at least I was right about Brock Purdy coming back down to earth this year.
Yeah. It looked like in the beginning he was going to stay on that trajectory of just like, oh, he's about to get paid. And then all his people started getting hurt, and he was like, oh.
I know. He was about to piss me off.
Say what?
Wait, I said, yeah, he was about to start pissing me off, and now he's like, how play football? Yeah. What ball do?
How do receiver? We've all been pretty right, man. We've all been pretty accurate about a lot of things. I mean, we've been wrong about some shit too, but I mean, we've honestly been more right than wrong, I feel like.
But listen, the rights have been splash rights. Like they've been like home run hits and all of that, man. What about Breece Hall, right? He's been what somebody take it away. Breece Hall.
You love the Jets. Go ahead and take it, buddy.
Me?
Favorite team. Me? Favorite squad, dude.
Jets suck. I mean, he's been okay. Definitely isn't anybody that I would have drafted, but just looking at his fantasy points, he's boom or bust, and it's been a lot of bust because the Jets have been absolute garbage this year, which I don't mind that at all.
They're officially eliminated, aren't they?
Yep.
Yes. Yep.
Woo!
So
now Aaron Rodgers can focus on his presidency campaign for 2028.
Oh, God. No.
So the Jets are out. Patriots are out. Dolphins are
out. Yeah.
Yeah. So it looks like Buffalo is the lone
AFC
East team. Oh, this is going to be a great game, man. 7-3 snow. But, yeah, it looks like Buffalo's the lone AFC East team. And right now for us, I'm just hoping I am hoping that we are able to get Travis Hunter. Um, it's a lot of good receivers in college. I don't want us to reach round one for a receiver. I really don't. There's just a lot of great talent out there this year.
I still
So
think there's guys like Luther Burden that's not going to go in the first. So if y'all trade
right.
up in the second and grab a Luther Burden, that's crazy. You know what I mean? Like, that's
I think Burden's a top 15 pick. You don't
not
think
enough
so?
teams need receivers like
No.
that.
You know what though? That is true. That is
So,
true.
And he's not a even what's the kid name from Arizona?
Yes.
Yup.
Even him, he's a splash pick, but I'm not sure he's gonna go.
I have
top
him ranked
15.
over. I have him ranked above Luther Burden.
He's my number one receiver, yeah.
Well,
As
Travis
do
Hunter.
I, but I could see him fall. If anything, I could see him fall into Kansas City, Baltimore in that lower first round. I mean, who would take a wide receiver that early?
The Giants.
The Giants. Because they love screwing their entire draft up.
It's Teteroa McMillan, right? That's his name? Yeah.
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 No, wait. The Giants have 2 first round picks?
I think so, yeah.
No way the Giants don't go QB.
Yep. Wide receiver.
And I don't think wide receiver.
If they don't go wide out, they'll go O line, which is also fine.
I was just going to say,
also fine. But I do think that they need weapons. I mean, you know.
My question is this: what's their second pick?
I think it's like lower. I think it's like 26, 27 right now.
Okay, so he's not going to be there because I was going to say, man, if Genty's
that's
there,
a Cowboy for life, brother. He's going.
Boys.
Yeah, that man is gone in the blue and white.
Yes. Yeah, so if they're at 27, yes, then you're right. The Giants could very well take a wide receiver in that lower tier bracket of the draft. So I mean, it's a lot remain to be seen when it comes to that. So before we go ahead and sign off for the evening, you fellas have something you want to go ahead and put forth on the table following up and going into next week in terms of fantasy football and or regular football. College football playoffs are about to start, fellas. Zach, we're not in it. We're just spectators.
I don't even get a fucking bowl game, dude. I don't get to watch my team play again this year. That fucking sucks, dude.
Does it, though? I mean, like, honestly, did you really watch them this year anyway? Because they didn't really play half of the season. Not with Peyton Thorne at quarterback.
God damn it, I know. Yeah, no, it was hard to watch. It was a tough season. I watched every game because I am a fucking fan for life. I'll never abandon my boys. But god damn, we need a quarterback, man. I don't understand how we've been top 6 in recruiting class the last 2 years and haven't developed a QB behind Peyton Thorne. It's so wild to me that he's just so invested in that kid to just throw as many interceptions as he can.
For no reason.
For no reason.
Yeah.
We have such a...
And you guys have Deuce Knight, right? Correct?
No,
you guys have Deuce Knight coming in.
Thank God. Hopefully Hugh Freeze doesn't fuck up. And we need to hire an offensive coordinator is what we need to do. We need somebody calling those plays that's not Hugh Freeze. Because those play calls and the clock management has been trashed the last, 3... How we won that overtime game was pure players. That had nothing to do with coaching. That had nothing to do with time management. That was our players going out being like, not another one. We're beating this number 15 team. And we did, thank God. But, I mean, we could have done the same thing today.
Good deal. That was you guys' signature win for the season. I know ours was definitely LSU. Other than that, we got a rude awakening welcome into the Big Ten. We definitely need depth. And we need to continue to get tougher on defense.
I think that was your saving grace. I think your defense was your saving grace.
Yeah, it got better, but I was just going to say Lincoln Riley got a little bit better with the play calling. I think we waited too late to switch to Jaden Mayava. We should have been keeping him in the mix from day one. You know what I mean? Kind of just running him in and out, couple set plays, especially against Michigan. You make the run option, the RPO, a lot more lethal when somebody actually has some wheels on them, and we know Millen Moss isn't gonna take off and do anything in that
Do we think?
direction.
Do we think Alabama makes it to the playoffs?
Yeah, you gotta put
Why?
Alabama in. You have
Why?
to.
Isn't Ole Miss better?
Um,
Name.
Isn't
Name.
Ole Miss better?
I was gonna say namesake, star power. They got
There's enough in
Milrose.
the
They got
SEC.
Williams.
There's enough SEC teams in that shit already. So it's not like, oh, we need a big name from the.
Just
We got
3.
Georgia. We got Tennessee. Who's the third?
Texas.
God, see, they're too
Oh,
new.
I
I
be
didn't even. Yeah, I
forgetting
didn't
Texas
remember that they were
is
fucking
SEC.
SEC.
Oh yeah, wait, you guys. I don't know. We'll
Three
see.
losses is crazy
We'll see.
because if they do 3 losses with Bama and they don't consider other 3-loss teams, that's. I mean, it just shows the kind of the same politics are there
And
that
they're
they want
setting
the
up,
4 teams, right? That's what we're trying to
and
avoid.
they're setting a precedent. If you're gonna let a 3-loss team in next year,
Mm-hmm.
we got a 3-loss team that finishes strong or whatever the case may be. You have to give them that look. So we'll see. It's gonna be
Now,
very. Go ahead.
I don't necessarily believe that we deserve to be in the playoffs, but I believe we'll be there, and that's unfortunate for another team that probably deserved a shot over us. But I've said all year, if this team fuck around and make the playoffs, they're going to win a national championship, and that's
Alabama
yeah.
could
Just
be.
because for some stupid reason we'll lose to 6-6 Vanderbilt, but we'll run through the playoffs.
Well, I mean,
I've
we'll
seen this
see.
shit.
We'll see. It wouldn't be. It wouldn't. I wouldn't say I'd be pissed. It'd be fun to watch. I'd like to see a team like Boise just fucking run all over Alabama because it's possible. that,
I wouldn't,
that
but
line is not great, and Gentry is real good.
No,
uh-huh.
he's
Yeah,
legit, man. I was just like, whoa, was it? Nah, he's legit. And I seen him like working out with his shirt off. I'm like, yo, this kid is built. His legs are big, paws like he is ready for the
I love
NFL.
his thought process too, man. He's just, they like when people ask like, "Hey, man, why do you just stand in the backfield like that?" He goes, "Running backs' knees have a shelf life." You know, like the kid is smart. The kid's got game. He's like, I'm
Yeah.
trying to play as long as I possibly can. So if I'm not bending my knees every play and then trying to get all that fucking momentum just off rip, I'm not sprinting. You know what I mean? He's just like, I'm just going to stand up, grab the ball, and run. You know, and that's just, like, how has no one thought of that?
It's work.
You know, like, how is
It's work.
Jameer Gibbs is doing it now? You know what I mean? Do that in
Yeah.
college? No,
Yeah.
right?
No, I
Nope.
don't think so. I don't think
So
so.
I mean, good on that kid for being smart and thinking about longevity instead of just like accolades. Like, good for that kid, man. He's a machine, dude. I love watching Boise
Yeah.
State this year.
So just an update, they did rule out McCaffrey for a knee injury.
Yikes!
Ooh.
Yikes!
Oh wow.
Damn.
Jordan Mason back in the backfield.
Was it non-contact
Well,
or?
It was non-contact because it was a play where he got the ball and just slid down to the
There went his
ground.
ACL.
oh man. So
I
next
hate
week,
that.
topic number 1, we're gonna go over biggest bust and biggest winners of fantasy football 2024.
Duds and
So
duds.
that's gonna be that's gonna be good right before the playoffs, and then we'll do our winners and duds after the playoffs because some players turn up during
Dude,
the
they really do.
playoffs.
Yeah, they turn it on.
So we will see. With that being said, we do want to thank you guys again joining us for another week of the Triple Coverage Fantasy Pod. Zach, we are so happy and blessed to have you back. I look forward to the off season recording more than every weekly because we get to just talk straight football, no strategies, minimal strategies. Because I mean, again, I am looking at players in college for my fantasy
Mm-hmm.
team. So we're going to be able to talk minimal strategy, but a lot more football, a lot more college, a lot more draft, pro days, who ran an explosive 40, who's looking so. So it's just a lot. It's a lot. But again, we thank everyone for joining us for the Triple Coverage Fantasy Pod. You guys got one last word before we go ahead and sign off for the evening?
Happy holidays, man. Thanks for tuning in. Y'all be safe during the holiday season. Make sure y'all love your families and love yourself.
Oh, that was adorable.
Sometimes when you go to the doctor, you get not so good news. You start thinking about shit. You know, you start wondering. You start going, "Oh man, could I have been better? Could I have done shit differently?" So I think I didn't back in the day. I didn't put a lot of love out into the world. So I'm trying to turn that around a little bit.
So
like John Cosby. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's it. We out.
We out. I got none. How am I supposed to follow that up?
It's a wrap. It's a wrap. Triple coverage fantasy pod. We out.
What a damn way to end it.
That's the same, man. I'm out here.
Oh, we didn't even touch on Trevor Lawrence getting to it today.
Boy, that was.
Woo!
And then for that kid to scrap afterwards, like he didn't do something
Yeah.
wrong, I'm like, ew. If I'm D'Amico Ryans, I'm cut the fuck out of that kid, dude. He's not on my fucking team.
Who?
No.
What's the name?
Al Shazier, whatever.
Never even fucking heard of him until his name got called. Never even fucking heard
until he fucking two-ed Trevor. Because, I mean, he was on the ground doing this, too.
It was scary, dude. He got knocked the fuck out. That guy came with force, forearm into the fucking ground, dude.
There was no reason for that.
Yeah, that was the definition of premeditation. Like, that was, I'm fucking hurt this guy. That was in his brain before the ball was even snapped.
Like, that should be grounds for not just a suspension, but maybe an expellation from the league.
I agree. 100%.